Welcome to our deep dive into a potential astronomical catastrophe, a solar flare large enough to send us right back to the Stone Age. We'll explore what solar flares are, the historical impact they've had on our planet, and the devastating effect a large-scale solar flare could have on our modern society. You'll also learn about the proactive steps being taken to protect us from such an event and the importance of public awareness in mitigating the threat. Stay with us as we journey into this fascinating and alarming topic. 1. Introduction to solar flares. Solar flares are spectacular, yet potentially dangerous, eruptions of energy from the sun's surface. They occur when intense magnetic energy that has built up in the solar atmosphere is suddenly released. This event can throw huge amounts of electromagnetic radiation and charged particles out into space, some of which occasionally intersect with Earth's orbit. While they are a natural phenomenon, the potency they carry can influence technological infrastructure on Earth in profound ways. You might think of a solar flare as the sun throwing a cosmic tantrum, complete with fireworks. Their significance is not necessarily in the fiery displays they create, but in how they can affect our modern technological society. 2. Historical impacts of solar flares. The most famous solar flare event, known as the Carrington event, occurred in 1859. During this solar storm, telegraph systems worldwide went haywire. Operators were shocked by the electricity induced in the wires, and some telegraph paper spontaneously combusted. This event serves as a stark reminder of what a solar flare can do when it directly impacts Earth's magnetic field. Although technology was relatively primitive at that time, the disruption was significant. With today's reliance on digital communication and electronics, even a moderate-scale event could wreak havoc on a much larger scale now. 3. Understanding the threat to modern technology. Modern society is incredibly dependent on technology. Everything from GPS systems to electrical grids hinges on stable electromagnetic environments. Solar flares can disrupt these by causing geomagnetic storms that interfere with electrical systems. Imagine if all the navigation systems went offline or if the power grid collapsed. In today's interconnected world, the effects would ripple through all sectors of society, causing chaos and confusion. This overdependence on electronics makes us more vulnerable than ever to these celestial threats. Our world revolves around technology, much like the Earth orbits the Sun, and any severe disturbance could have dire consequences. 4. Immediate consequences of a major solar flare. If a major solar flare were to hit Earth right now, power grids could fail, plunging large regions into darkness. Satellites might be knocked out, disrupting global communications and navigation systems. Lives could be at risk, as medical facilities would struggle without power. Transportation chaos would ensue, from grounded flights to stalled cars. The economic ramifications would be astronomical, affecting industries reliant on technology and data transmission. The blend of immediate chaos and sweeping implications could take us back to an age where technology wasn't as pivotal in daily life, a veritable regression to the Stone Age in functionality. 5. Long-term implications. Beyond the immediate chaos, the long-term effects could be equally devastating. An extended power outage would impact everything from food supply chains to water treatment facilities. Societies could face challenges in law enforcement and healthcare services. The ripple effect on economies would be colossal, potentially leading to global recessions. For nations that pride themselves on technological advancement, returning to basics could prove to be a monumental challenge. This potential endgame forces governments and organizations to rethink their disaster preparedness strategies. 6. Protecting Earth from solar flares. Preventive measures can be taken to mitigate the effects of solar flares, such as hardening power grids and enhancing satellite shields. Early warning systems are also crucial for predicting and responding to solar events. Governments and agencies around the world need to invest in these safety nets to shield humanity from potential cataclysm. Consider it an insurance policy against celestial disturbances, similar to how we prepare for natural Earth-based disasters like hurricanes and earthquakes. These precautions may seem costly, but the investment pales in comparison to the potential losses from widespread technological failure. 7. Astronomical monitoring and forecasting. Space agencies have placed great emphasis on monitoring solar activity, employing satellites and telescopic arrays focused on the sun. These cutting-edge technologies help predict when and how solar flares will occur. With precise monitoring, it's possible to provide advance warnings, allowing time for preventive actions like shutting down parts of the power grid. Think of it as checking the weather forecast before a storm to prepare accordingly. However, despite best efforts, predicting solar flares with absolute certainty remains elusive, keeping Earth constantly on alert. 8. The importance of public awareness. Public awareness is an essential element of preparedness for solar flares. Understanding the potential impacts can help individuals and communities brace for possible disruptions. Information campaigns could involve practical guidance on surviving without electricity and maintaining communication during prolonged outages. The clearer the public is about what to expect and how to respond, the less likely they are to panic. As Benjamin Franklin once said, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," a principle that applies perfectly in preparing society for potential solar flare impacts without fostering unnecessary fear. The threat posed by solar flares requires immediate attention and comprehensive planning, drawing attention to the hidden vulnerabilities in our hyper-connected world.